guys, it's Julie, designer at the Quilty Cow, and today's tutorial is going to be on the Piggy Back Bag. Before we begin, I'd like to thank my sponsors, Husqvarna Viking Sewing Machines, Wilmington Prints, and Creative Grids Rulers, Mats, and Rotary Cutters. Let's begin! The Piggy Back Bag is the perfect bag for any of your needs. You can wear it as a crossbody on your front or your back or your hip. You can wear it as a shoulder bag or even as a fanny pack. You can find this kit and pattern at thequiltycow.com or on our Facebook Lives on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Let's begin with the first step. Once you have all of your fabrics cut out, you go ahead and add all your interfacings. All of your fusible fleece goes to your main or exterior fabrics, and all of your lightweight goes to your inner or interior fabrics. To form the front and back of the bag, we're going to take our cute little squares and just do a little 4-patch pattern with these. And then we will apply the interfacings. So if you have a directional print, make sure you pay attention that it is wider than it is tall. And then we're just going to sew these together in rows, and then I'll press them and sew our rows together. Once you have all your rectangles sewn into rows, we're just going to press our fabrics. I always just tend to press to the darker fabric. And if you repeat this on all 4 of your sets, they will nest perfectly. Once you have all of your fabrics pressed, now we're going to stack them into rows. So you want to pick one that's going one direction and one that's going the other, and we're going to step to the machine and sew these. You'll repeat that for the back as well, and your seam should nest right in the center. Once you have sewn your strips, once you have sewn into rows, what we're going to do next is just press our fabric. You can pick either direction to press, or you may press it open. It doesn't matter either way. But we're just going to press this nice and flat. Repeat pressing for the back, and now you can apply your fusible fleece. Your block should measure the same as your largest fusible fleece cut. So you just stack them together and press to fuse. Now let's set these aside and make our tabs. For our tab section, you're going to need your small cuts of your webbing and your 2 D-rings. And all you need to do is thread your webbing through the flat side of your D-ring and fold it in half. And then we're going to step to our machine and sew as close to the D-ring as we can get to hold it nice and secure. Repeat that for the other one. Once you have your D-rings attached to your tabs, we're going to add them onto the back piece or the back fabric of our bag. To do that, you just need to measure 1 inch down from your top corner. And I'm just going to put a little mark on both sides. Get some pins or clips, and what we're going to do is just attach our tabs right below that mark. Once you have your tabs secure, we're going to set this inside and work on our interior fabrics. The fabrics we'll need for this step is our pocket piece for the interior. Your interfacing should be on the bottom half of it. Fold it in half and give it a nice good press. So after we press our pocket, we're going to top stitch right along the top edge. Once you're done top stitching, we're just going to stack it right on top of our interior back fabric. After we have our pocket divided, we're going to set our interior aside, and then we will form the exterior of our bag. For this step, you'll need your bottom fabric, you'll need your 2 side fabrics, and then you'll need your front and your back of your bag. So what we're going to do is sew the bottom to the bottom edge of your backing. And when we're sewing, we're going to stop 1/4 inch from both ends on this bottom seam. So let's step to our machine and sew the bottom on. Once you have that seam done, we're going to take the bottom part of our front and we're going to just place it right along the edge and sew this one the same way, leaving the 1/4 inch seam at the ends. Once we have this completed, we are going to attach our sides right on the edges of the front of our bag. After you have our sides sewn on, we're going to form the bag. It'll be formed in the shape of a little box or a rectangle. So what you want to do is to match up your backing with your side seams and put some clips to hold it in place. We're going to sew the side seams on both edges. Once you have your sides sewn, so it's a nice little box or a rectangle, we're going to sew this bottom edge, and this is where we're going to catch that 1/4 inch seam we've left along the way, and it will get sealed right here. Once the exterior of your bag is all assembled, all of your seams are nice and secure, we're just going to set this part aside and do the interior of our bag the exact same way. But in the interior, we're going to leave a turn opening right along one of the bottom edges. Once your sides and your bottom are sewn for your interior fabrics, we're going to set this one aside and we'll work on our zipper top. For your zipper top, the parts that you'll need is your zipper, and you'll need to trim that to size that's specified in your pattern. So what I always do is just cut off the end with the stopper. You'll need to move your zipper towards the center so you do not catch it. And we're just going to measure to the correct length and trim. We're first going to start with our small squares, and we're going to place those on the ends of our zipper. So find near the center, and we're just going to place our zipper right sides together, and then we're going to place our lining or our interior fabric right on the other side. Make sure your raw edges are nice and secure and even. And I'm just going to put a clip to hold it in place. We're going to repeat this on the other end. Right sides together with your zipper sandwiched right in the center. Now we're going to step to our machine and sew across. When I'm adding tabs to the end of my zipper, I want to be sure that zipper pull doesn't come off, so I always backstitch right where the zipper meets. So let's step to our machines and sew. Now once you have your tabs secure on the ends of both of your zipper sides, we're just going to finger press our main and our lining away from each other, exposing the end of your zipper, and we're going to add a top stitch along both edges. Once you have your tabs top stitched away from your zipper, we are going to attach the side pieces. Now you can trim the ends of these flush with your zipper if you would like, but you don't have to at this stage. So we're going to take our interior fabric face up. We're going to lay our zipper centered so the edge of our zipper is even with the edge of the lining. And then we're going to take our exterior fabric and place it face down right on top. It is important that you make sure that your lining or your interior and exterior fabrics are all lined up. I'm going to add some clips to hold all this in place. Now as you're sewing your zipper, you need to move the zipper pull out of your way. So I always start with it about midway down, and I'll stop about halfway and then pull it back to the very beginning just to keep that bump out of my way. If you have a zipper foot for your sewing machine, now is the perfect time to place that on your machine. It makes a nice, fine looking zipper when you use your zipper foots. Let's step to our machine and sew. Once you have your zipper tops established and sewn into place, we're just going to press them away from the zipper. You can press with your iron or you can just finger press, and we're going to go in and add a top stitch on this side. We'll repeat this whole process for the other side of our zipper. Once you have your zipper top all secure, we're just going to finger press away from the zipper. You can use your sewing machine if you would like, and I'm just going to press this away. And then we're going to add a top stitch on this side as well. Now your zipper top should look just like mine. The next step is to trim it to the size specified in the pattern. Now that your zipper top is complete, it's time to assemble our entire bag. For this step, you'll need your completed zipper top. Now this step tends to get a little tricky, and this is a new way of doing it, so we're going to pay real close attention. If you would like to do a little base stitch around the edges of your zipper, do that now. So we're going to take the exterior of our bag and keep it the wrong side out. We are just going to place this zipper top, lining up our raw edges so that our main or exterior fabrics are touching. You want to add pins or clips to this, and we're going to do both long edges first, and then we'll go back and catch the ends just like we did assembling. So once you have one long edge nice and pinned, we are going to just turn it around and do the other long edge just the same way, making sure the exterior of our bag is lined up nice and even. Now once you have your zipper top, so your lining side is up and the exterior of your bag is inside out, we're going to add the interior of our bag right on top. Think about it like peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So the zipper is our peanut butter and jelly, and the bags are our bread. We're going to turn it over and repeat for both long sides, just adding our lining into the steps we already have pinned. Now our bag should look like this. Both long edges have nice and secure clips in. We are going to fold it back like a butterfly, and we're going to stitch on each long edge. Once we have one side complete, we'll flip it over and just stitch the other edge. Once you have your long edges nice and secured, what we're going to do next is line up the ends or the sides of our bag. It doesn't matter which order you line these up in. We're just going to make sure that they stay nice and even, and we're going to sew all the way across this seam. To do this, just squish the bag right out of your way and it'll fit right underneath your presser foot. So let's step to our machines and sew the ends closed. Now you should have both long edges and both short edges sewn together. So now we need to turn this right side out. We're going to reach in through our lining and just turn our bag. You want to poke out all 4 of the corners on the top and all 4 of your corners on the bottom. Once you have all 4 of your corners on both sides pressed out, we're going to sew our turn opening closed. So you just want to fold the edges under, and let's press those in place to get a nice sharp edge. Once you have your turn opening pressed, we're just going to step to our machine and sew this closed. Once you have your turn opening sewn shut, we're just going to press our lining right inside of the exterior of our bag. Make sure you poke out all the corners. And now this part of our bag is complete. Next, we're going to add the big long strap with the adjuster bars on it. So for this, you will need your large piece of webbing, your swivel hook, and your slider. We're going to start with our sliding bar and one end of our webbing. And we're going to come up from the bottom edge over the sliding bar in a nice little loop. We're going to tuck our raw edge of this end of our webbing under and just fold it so that we can get as close to our sliding bar as possible without taking up too much of our length. We're going to add 2 lines of stitches. Anytime I'm sewing with webbing, since it does tend to fray and it's what's carrying all the weight of your bag, I'm going to back stitch the entire seam. So I'm going to go completely forward and then completely backwards in 2 separate lines. Let's step to our machines and attach this. Once you have your sliding bar attached, we are going to move on to the other end of our webbing. And we're going to take this raw end and we're going to slide it through one of our D-rings. We're going to slide it up through our slider bar and then back down. And we'll just pull to make our webbing end shorter. So next we're going to take our webbing and we're going to thread it through our D-ring. So we're going to come from the inside of the bag and thread to the outside. And we're just going to pull this. Make sure that you don't get any twists in your webbing along the way. So once you have your webbing threaded through your D-ring, we're going to thread it through our slider. Take your raw edge and go up one side and down the other side of your sliding bar. You can pull this as much as you want. It'll make it longer, but I think this is plenty long to work with. Then we're going to take our raw edge of our webbing, and we're going to thread it right over our swivel hook bar. And we're going to fold this over to hide our raw edge, just like we did with the beginning of our sliding bar. We're going to step to our machine. Once again, I'm adding 2 complete lines, forward and back stitched, to keep it nice and secure. Let's step to our machines. Once you have your slider completely nice and secure, next it's just time to attach it to your D-ring. So this is the piggyback bag. It makes the perfect crossbody. It's adjustable. You can wear it on your chest, wear it on your back for hiking. This is the perfect bag. You can find this kit and pattern at the website, thequiltycow.com, or on our Facebook Lives on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more tutorials.
Okay, you wicked cool quilters, good job. You made it to the end. We would like to thank our sponsors, Husqvarna Viking Sewing Machines, Creative Grids, rulers, rotary cutters, and mats, and Wilmington Prints for the beautiful fabrics. Thanks for watching.